So we are here for episode 2 of C.A.P.E.rsona Chats. So I don't know if I told you about this whole C.A.P.E.rsona thing, right? So very, very briefly, a C.A.P.E.rsona is basically like throughout the day, we have our profession, we have our families, we have our volunteer opportunities, but it's all superwoman like driven, right? We got to be everything to everybody. At the end of the day, it becomes a persona. And we got to take that off, which is what we're doing right now. And we're going to talk about some other stuff. So I am Octavia, for everybody that don't know, which they know. But I am the founder of Pamper Purpose Service. I am the author of A Table for One, out on Amazon right now. And my day job, I am an officer in the United States Army. So that's who I am. Tell the people who you are, Miss Lady.
I am Halana Rideau. I am a nurse practitioner. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I have 2 beautiful children, Mariah and Noah. I do a lot of volunteer work. I give back to the community. I mentor a lot of young girls, and I have huge goals and huge dreams for my own personal. I don't know. I have huge goals and huge dreams.
Let me tell you something, Helena. I don't know if I told you this, but I was sitting here and I was trying to figure out who's going to be on episode 2. Who's going to be episode 2? Because episode 1 is just like introduction, but I was like, who do I vibe with? Whose energy speaks to my energy? Who's positive? Who's out there working hard, serving on her off time when she barely has any to begin with? And honey, you were right there at the top of the list.
Girl, so whatever. You gonna make me cry.
I appreciate you so much because I sent you a note like, hey, I really would love for you to come be my guest. And you responded back, all caps, Y-E-S. I was like, that's the mood that I'm going for. So I would tell you, as far as my actual, as an Army officer, I love it. And it's 2 things that I really like about it. 1, I have to read a lot, and 2, I have to write a lot. So I love reading. I love writing. So it's a no-brainer to be an MI officer in the Army. Tell me a couple of things that you love about what it is that you do as a licensed nurse practitioner, certified.
So I love being able to educate my community. I love being, one of the things that I love, I was actually talking to somebody recently about this. My journey here at Fort Knox and being a nurse practitioner here is, you know, I've had the opportunity to grow professionally. I've been able to, okay, I can hear my kids. So this is where part of that CAPE, I got my kids in the background and I can hear them, and they must be in a closet or something because they're right here behind this wall. So I just want to say, so as a nurse practitioner, I diagnose, I teach patients about their diagnoses, so their high blood pressure, their diabetes. I do preventative health, so doing their annual health assessments, their sports physicals, all that good stuff. So as a provider, I'm basically like a doctor. I just don't perform surgery. So I am a master's prepared registered nurse, but I'm a nurse practitioner, so I am in that provider role. Now, going back to growing professionally, here at Fort Knox, what I was given was the opportunity to really grow within my community and establish a strong network of patients who I've been able to be myself. I don't wear this mask. Who I am is what you get. And and I've been able to be 100% real with my patients. You know, if they're telling me, you know, they don't know why they have high blood pressure. Well, baby, what are we eating? Are we still eating the fried chicken? What are we doing here? Let's keep it real. You know, I'm just
all the way through.
I'm just very real with my patients, and it also gives me an opportunity to minister to my younger kids, like my teenagers, in regards to life skills and better decision making and that kind of stuff.
Right.
I don't know if I answered
So
your question.
you did.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing you say is that without a shadow of a doubt, you are living in your purpose.
I am living in my purpose.
Yes.
God has more in store for me.
Yes. So before we get into the topic of today, which is emotional crossroads, how do you choose your unavailable point, or how do you get to that breaking point? I feel like I need to explain what unavailable means.
Okay.
So you don't know I'm getting ready to do this, but I'm gonna get ready. Oh, look at you. Listen, boo. Listen. I'm gonna give you fine with the PH, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So this month on my website, pamperpurposeservice.com, I wrote a blog, and the name of the blog is called Unavailable. So I'm going to share with you and some others a little bit about what unavailable means. So take all mistakes for love, as they say in the church, you know, the Baptist church where I grew up in Sylvania, Georgia. It goes a little something like this. This cannot wait. Yes, I know. There's so much you need me to do for you right now at this moment. So many things that I told you I would do for you right now at this moment. But there's a change of plans. I have to go see a very important person about my sanity. I promise it's an actual emergency. And if I don't leave right now at this moment, I risk losing the very thing I've worked so hard for, my peace. Please don't make this about you. I promise it's not. I can still love you as I leave. I will still support you when I return. But this very important person that I must go see about right now at this moment is me. Let them know. Let them know. You know what? Let's give a couple of seconds. I saw all of your face. I saw how you felt that. So that was for you, from me. So, as we all say, that breathes well, right? It breathes well. We know that we need to go take some time for ourselves. We know that, you know, we got a lot going on. We're making a lot of promises to people. We're accepting a lot of obligations, but we know we need to step aside for a minute. Why is it so hard for us to do that? Like, I'll ask you this way. You know, when you get on your airplane, right? And everybody's like, the flight attendants, if something happens and that mask drops down, put yours on first, right? Even though you got these two babies, right? You know the babies need their masks. They tell you, put yours on first. How hard is, if that event actually happens, and God forbid it doesn't, how hard do you think it would be for you to put your mask on first and leave your two babies until you get yours squared away?
It would be incredibly hard.
Yeah.
Because that's our nature. Our nature is to take care of them first, to take care of everybody first.
Right. But they're saying, listen, if you don't put your mask on, if you don't take care of you first, who's going to be there to even make sure it's even a possibility to take care of the babies, right?
Right.
Why is that? And I always listen to that, and I'm like, I don't know that I could do that. If Mr. Amar Smith was, you know, sitting next to me and the mask falls, I don't know that I will put it on me first.
Right.
But he needs me. Your babies need you to be okay.
It's because I'm willing to die first. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm willing to die and sacrifice me for them.
Yeah. And that's exactly what this is about. Breaking point, unavailable point, right? You're willing to get to that breaking point. Right. Even though you know without a shadow of a doubt, you're not going to make it. Right. But you know it's a possibility, not a guarantee, a possibility that those babies will be okay. So you're going to make that sacrifice.
Right.
Why are we wired like that? Why are we wired like that?
Oh, I don't know. And it's so easy for us to do. It's so easy
Yeah.
for us to be put on the back burner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so easy. It's easier for us to take care of everybody else than it is ourselves.
Right.
Almost as if
And
we're not as important, but we're the most important.
right. It's exactly like you said. You're gonna find that courage to put
Mhm.
yourself on the line for your
Mhm.
baby.
Right.
Why can't we find the courage to put other things on the line for us?
Hmm.
Right?
Right.
I'm 42 years old. 42 years old.
No, you're
Okay.
not. You
Let's
ain't
get into
42,
that.
girl.
42 years
You ain't
old. Okay.
42. You 24.
At 24, but reality 42. But the reality is, these are lessons that I should not be learning. But the reality is, I watched Miss Elizabeth Brown do exactly what you described. Sacrifice everything for Tavy, Roger, and Kim, and put herself at risk.
Mhm.
Is
But
that
you
how
know
you do
what?
it as well?
So I've reached a point in my life, currently, presently, where I am choosing me. I'm literally choosing me because I realize that if I'm not okay, nothing else is okay. And I've suffered in silence for so long, not
Yeah.
realizing the severity of putting myself. It is mandatory that you find a way to put yourself first.
Mm. Say that again. You say
It
one
is
more.
mandatory for you to put
Oh,
yourself first and not feel guilty for it. Because if your children don't see you happy, then they're gonna think like my kids. They need to see me happy. They need to see their mother living fully in the purpose that God created me to fulfill.
we have to normalize that willingness to just put ourselves first. It's
Mhm.
not normal. It goes against the grain,
It's
right?
not normal, and people will have so much to say.
Right,
People will have
right.
so much to say, and that's another thing that I realized, that you know what, no one is going to be sitting there on my deathbed with me. I don't want to make it to 80 years old wishing that I would have chosen me back
Right,
then. You know,
right,
no, it
right.
doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Listen, sis, I don't know if you knew what we are going to be talking about. You did. But I just want you to know that I feel it. It's deeper than what we discussed beforehand. So I
It's
appreciate your
deeper. It's
realness.
deeper.
As you said, I
Wait,
appreciate
look,
that
is this only
realness.
30 minutes? No.
Listen, boom. I told you it's gonna go by fast. I told you it was gonna be fun and it was gonna be fast. Speaking of fun, right? So we talk about being reactive, right? So you're at that crossroads, but you're already at the crossroad between reaching your breaking point or choosing to be unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
What about being, as you said, preventative in nature, right?
Right.
What about before we even get to that crossroads, let's just decide to take care of ourselves, right?
Right.
And I'll give you an example. A couple of months ago, I went on a vacation. Never been on a vacation in my life,
By
but I
yourself,
got,
huh?
huh?
By yourself.
By myself.
Okay.
By
Where'd you go?
Listen,
Where'd you go?
I went to the beach, girl.
Okay.
That's my happy place. It's two places, the gym and the beach. That's it. So, and it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Like, there's no spouse, there's no kids. I'm really rolling solo. So, have you ever been on a vacation?
I haven't, but girl, I'm about to plan me one. You better share your travel agent details. I need to know where it's safe to go by myself.
Because you don't know, I was getting ready to give you homework at the end of this, but you already got your daggone. You already got it. But I'm still gonna remind you at the end.
Okay.
So, you make a decision. I'm going to step away, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm a whole daggone registered nurse. I know I'm a whole Army officer. I know we got kids. I know I done promised a million people a million different things. But guess what? the medication is mandatory, as we say. It's mandatory. So we're going to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard do you think it would actually be to do that?
Wait, say that one more time. On a scale of
10, 1 to 10, how hard do you think it would be to actually take that medication? To set everything, all your obligations aside and find a sitter, somebody you trust, because it's the babies. How hard?
Well, first of all, if my situation, I am currently in transition. So I have already set up the babysitter. I've already set up some time for me to have to myself. I just don't know where I'm going. But it took this long to get to that point. So on a scale of 1 to 10, in a normal circumstance, it would be a 10 as far as being hard. Yeah. In my situation now, where I'm like, I'm at my crossroads, I'm at a breaking point, I need to choose me.
Yeah.
It's 0, -10. I'm taking the medication. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gone.
That is not a fair question. So where are you going? Where are you going, and how long do you think a sufficient medication should last?
The whole month of June. The whole month of June. And I have no idea, but I've been looking at Mexico. I've been looking at California. I've kind of looked at Florida. They just opened up Italy. They just opened up Greece. I have been looking at Santorini. Who knows? I just need to make sure I can get back into the United States if I leave.
This is true. This is true, because that whole quarantine is real.
Yes.
I'm in Korea, so that's a whole nother daggone discussion. But I will tell you something that I really appreciated about the medication.
Okay.
And I didn't know this was a thing until I felt it. I was on that beach, and I just felt myself. This is a cliche. It's such a cliche. I apologize for this. Honey, I felt myself exhale. I felt like I had space to breathe. I felt like I didn't know I needed it. I did not know I needed it till I felt it. And I was like, this is a place I will never bring another soul to. This is my place. This is the feeling that I'm reserving for myself. And whatever I got to do to break away and do it, I'm going to do it. So, honey, let me tell you, you're gonna get that breath that you are waiting to release. It's a beautiful feeling, honey. It is a beautiful feeling.
And I'll tell you something, sometimes you don't realize it, but you can feel like and this may be too literal, I don't know, but you can kind of feel like all of that stress and pressure and all of the weight that you carry with your cape. Look, wait a minute, look.
Hey, but guess what? You took it off though. You knew not to put it on because we ain't wearing capes right now. We're not doing that.
Yeah, so you can almost feel like you can't breathe. And you need, I'm so sorry. Excuse me one moment, please. I'm sorry.
I need a peach.
No, come back in 20 minutes. Okay. That they know not to bother me right now.
That was hard. I
Look. Okay. What was I saying though? I don't know. You keep going.
Like that pressure, that stress that you're feeling, you don't even realize it's there.
Yes. It can almost feel like you're suffocating, and you don't realize it, or at least. And again, this may be. I'm a very dramatic person, a little bit, just a little bit, and I think of things in literal terms, and it almost sometimes I can feel the stress of all of the weight that I carry. And I can feel it like right up in here, like it's just mounting. So one of the things that I do to release is work out like you do. And the moment I can work out, that's when I can breathe again, almost.
Yeah.
And I don't ever have panic attacks or anything like that, but it's just that feeling of, okay, Halana, I feel it. It's time for me to go and take time for myself so that I can release this energy, like whatever this is, this energy, stress, that's mounting up.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I was gonna try to go this whole conversation and not mention CrossFit, even though I think I had already mentioned it, but that's neither here nor there. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month, right? And so you and I both, we're into fitness. Like, we love a good workout. But why? There's no stigma with getting your bag and going to the gym. But what is the stigma with picking up the phone and saying, I need an hour on this couch? I need to get this stuff out. What is that?
Like as if you're weak, or as if someone is going to judge you. And I'll be honest, when I started, coming to the crossroad, I was like, oh, let me go talk to somebody. And for those of you who are military or have access to military resources, the MFLAC has been incredible for me. Incredible. And like I've been able to, now I prescribe medications for anxiety and depression, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've been able to manage my anxiety with exercise and through, like counseling, like therapy. And honestly, it has also helped me understand some of the patterns or, thinking, or just being able to release. You need water. Okay, hold on, baby. There's some water in the refrigerator. I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. Help me out.
So you're saying that's your willingness to be able to release.
Yeah, and there's the one thing about that is that there's no one there to judge you. No one is going to judge you. It's a safe space. It's neutral. Oh, here, come here, baby. It's neutral. Okay, you can go outside with that. Please do. Okay, I love you. Okay. But yeah, it's neutral, and it's just, also it helps connect. Like, there's trauma that I experienced as a child, and growing up, and there's many things that I've had to overcome, and I didn't realize that this strength that I wear, this cape that I wear, is part of me proving, not just to others but to myself, that I've overcome, and so I recognize that in therapy too. Anyway, I don't know.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because it's like, we have this persona. We have this persona that we woke up like this, as Beyonce would say,
Nope.
And everybody has a past. Everybody has something. But it's that willingness to find what is it that lets you get it out. And we know that it's either the MFLAG or the gym. I will tell you, I wrote a little book. It's called A Table for One. It's on Amazon right now. And one of the characters, her name is Nia, and she goes through this decision to go, get help. And it involves a counselor. And I'm telling you, it was like one of the hardest decisions for her, not because she didn't need it, but because of the guilt of feeling like, I've overcome so much, I should be past this already. And guess what? She wasn't. She was not past it. But Connie, I believe I'm starting on time and ending on time. So I just got one more question for you before I let you go, right? And we've been talking about C.A.P.E.rsona, we've been talking about personas, but I came up with 5 definitions for CAPE, right? And so one of them is, and listen, because I'm going to ask you to choose, right? The first one is careful about protecting my energy. Number 1, careful about protecting my energy. 2, I did come up with these myself.
There's one about positive energy.
Yeah, create and affirm positive energy. Calm and peaceful energy. Change anything that prevents excellence. And can't always protect everyone, right? So out of those 5, which one resonates with you the most?
The positive energy. And I'll tell you why. And actually, me and my best friend, we were just talking about this. Out of all of the things that I've been through in my life, I am so thankful that God has given me a positive mind. And in anything that I've ever done, um, or no matter like if there's anything that I've ever experienced, whether it be negative or positive, I have always been able to somehow find a silver lining and have been able to turn around and shift it to be positive. I thank God for that. And and I believe in uplifting people in spreading light and love in the world. If it's not that, I don't want it, because I want that for myself too.
And it's so natural. I mean, that part of you is natural, right? Been around you for a little bit, and I've never felt that to be like something that's something that you're doing for the sake of doing. So I appreciate you just for being you. Not for any other reason than because you are you. And you brought you to this bag on C.A.P.E.rsona Chats. That's all I needed you to do. That's all I needed you to do was come be you, and you did that. And I appreciate you so much.
I was a little nervous at first, girl.
I know. I was like, what? You. What are you nervous about? So, you know, I wouldn't set you up. So this has been beautiful. And I want you to know you're going to get so many people that say, I resonate with what you said. I connect with what you said. So I appreciate you for being so authentic.
Thank you.
I couldn't ask for anything more.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. This is like one of the first, I don't think I've ever done something like this before. So thank you for thinking of me. You're someone who I would put at the top of my list, way, way up there, Superwoman.
The top one?
At the top, girl. At the top, the tippy top. Okay.
I like being on the top of the list, boo. I love that. I appreciate you. This won't be the end. I'm gonna let you go. I know you got babies to worry about, but to take care of. But make sure you take care of you too, and let me know how that medication go. I'm holding you accountable for that.
Okay, girl. I'm gonna send you some selfies.
All of that. But I don't know now. I don't know. Put the phone down. Take care of you. Okay. I'm gonna see you soon, love.
Okay. Love you.
All right, babe. Bye. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Bye.